Hey.
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 Hey. I just coughed into the mic. It just goes to show I haven't done this in a long time.
Alright, I'm Martin. Give us an intro, dude.
Hey guys, welcome to Bodega Nights. My name is Martin. We got here Joao,
Hey.
Radio Norm, and returning from his long sojourn 3 years later, this is AG. Hey AG.
Sojourn connotes that I was not around, but
Well, yeah, you were.
In town14.com, yes.
no, I existed. I'm still here. Sojourn connotes that I ventured off in a faraway land.
Yeah, you went to Japan.
I mean,
right?
But you have.
if you call that
Sabbatical?
faraway land marriage, sure, call it a sojourn. You know.
Mandaluyong is a faraway land from Brazil.
Sojourn just talks about like something being temporary, like a temporary absence or a temporary stay somewhere else before returning, right? So
Then it's not a sojourn, because marriages are supposed to be forever.
The point is so back. Oh
But
my
yeah,
God, we're
point
back
is-
again.
Welcome back. Well, not welcome back. Thanks for having me back, gents.
Yeah, we miss you, man.
I mean, you could be welcoming yourself back since you are one of like the pillars of Channel 14.
Yes.
One of the four founding pillars of Channel 14.
Welcome back, me.
Of course. I am this is a celebration because, it's me. Anyway,
Yes.
glad to be back. How is everybody doing?
Oh my god.
We're good. I'm good. We're good.
I am well.
Yeah, we're good. Hey Norm, how are you, dude?
Yes. How's your mukbang?
It's done. I'm just getting some infused water now. It's, trying to get as much vitamins in my system as possible.
I really love all of the background, like.
Welcome to the ghetto. This is Radio Norm at its finest.
It's okay. Radio Norm Household Work From Home Edition. So,
Actually, yeah.
Dude,
Will we come?
I tried submitting Radio Norm to Spotify, right? Not as a podcast, but as like an album. And
Because they're all like 2 minutes long, right?
yeah, dude, so the issue I ran into was they don't allow songs that include some sort of promotion in it. So
What? What's in
Yung mga promotional thing ko at the end.
yeah, the little thing at the end, like, and now for 50 minutes of non-existent sponsors, visit channel14.com, like all of that stuff. Like, the
shit.
entire thing was straight up rejected because of that.
Damn.
So podcast talaga.
Yeah, but it doesn't. I don't think it fits the podcast format. It's a spoken word album essentially, right? Like,
maybe we could
Siri?
It's satire.
remix and re-edit.
yeah, dude. I'm actually thinking of like re-recording it, like with all of us, and like an original
Digitally
piece of music. That way, there's absolutely no question about the copyright, and we each pick like one or two, and we go like, it's 5:52 p.m. at a waiting shed.
Like like that Linkin Park album, yung Hybrid Theory remix. The entire album just remixed.
Yeah, but instead of like the remix, it's just us like dicking around.
But yes, it's if you can get that on Spotify, oh my God, I'll plug the hell out of Radio Norm on Spotify.
Right. I mean, something we can look forward to. But you have to re-record it first, diba?
Dude,
Yes.
we're on lockdown for like the next month.
Yes, we can expect another extension of some sort.
Like this
Technically, you have
yeah.
time.
We're
is,
bracing, yeah.
This is, for all the people that say like the commute time in Manila is a tremendous waste of time. Like, we could be doing so much more productive things with the 4 hours that we spend on the road. Well, yeah, this is the 4 hours that we have, that we have gotten back. And because we don't have to deal with all of like the pleasantries of the first 15 minutes of a meeting. All of the, how was, whatever. Like, we cut out all of that fat. We actually do have quite a bit of time on our hands, which is why I'd like Martin to learn Portuguese.
Do you now follow Portuguese?
Pão de queijo.
Pão de queijo, sim. Eu gosto de pão de queijo.
And that's the reason why I can record again. My 4 to 6 hour commute is gone.
Right? You should record like something.
Man,
Yeah.
Bill,
On my end,
technically, I'm not recording.
work-
I started streaming.
Nice.
So,
whoa, what kind of stream?
I'm on... What else? OnlyFans. No, just kidding.
AG has an OnlyFans.
Oh, okay.
Twitch...
Well, you know
I'm on
Channel
a-
14 has a Patreon. You can use that.
No, I'm twitch.tv.com / Oh, no, twitch.tv/aggers. Yeah, twitch.tv/aggers, as usual. But, I don't have a
Go to the
ready
bottom
schedule.
for the link in the description.
Yeah, but, I'm not
I have
sure...
to make show notes.
Yeah.
I have to make proper show notes. Screw you.
Well,
I keep
don't have
forgetting
travel
I can
time
edit
now.
Bodega Nights episode and add show notes.
appropriate
but I'm
for
lazy.
show notes. But yeah, pretty much I tried streaming just to get the skill set, just to understand how it goes, how the production happens, and use it as an opportunity to connect with my students.
Okay.
So they're
What game?
mainly the ones populating the stream.
Oh man.
It's super janky. I can tell you right now, my stream setup is super janky. It's unnecessary. Like, I have a student that streams who said, "Hey, I want to help you out, sir." I'm like, "No, not yet." Like, for now, let me do this. Let me try it on my own so that I could go through all the process and whatnot. So that when the school wants to, or when you guys want to, I could already, like, have an idea on how to teach you pointers and whatnot.
Thanks.
First and foremost, that I realize it's with regard to the production setup. Again, in true third world Linux fashion, like, find a workaround, even if it means death.
Jitsi and OBS. Let's do this.
come on, let's do this. Like, pretty much that. OBS is a godsend. Macs have, oh my god, I want to kill it again. I can't. I wish I could go back to my old setup of having a Linux desktop and just. Anyway, that's different. That's for a different podcast altogether. But one of the biggest reasons that I found out is you really just have to plan the stream, because I didn't plan my stream. I only had to say I'm gonna play video games. I'm gonna answer all student inquiries regarding the university policies and whatnot that I made. So it's better if you could format it like a radio show.
I like
Yeah.
how you're using the you're using the excuse of answering student questions regarding policies to make them watch your stream.
No, yeah,
Watch,
that's the idea.
watch Aggers play Warframe.
That's pretty much,
Yes.
that's exactly the idea. Because not only am I, getting a new skill level, it's because the thing I realize about this generation is it's so hard to engage them. Like, you have to keep them engaged. It's not so much they're gonna seek you out. You really have to be where they are. You really have to be where they hang out and whatnot. Because they're not gonna be like, oh, look at this guy, this old person thing. Like, these
Yeah.
kids, by the way, studying with these kids, not studying, like, managing these kids. Oh my god, now I finally feel like I'm old. But yeah, going back, you have to be where they are. So one of the biggest things we did was for the quarantine was started our very own college Discord server.
Nice.
Yep, which they were so, oh my
Nice.
god, we have a Discord server. Like, doing efforts like that, they actually appreciate it. And it's an additional platform for the students, because I'm lucky I'm handling a bunch of artists. So, because
Yeah.
College of Fine Arts, right? So some of them like, oh sir, let me do this for the Discord, let me do that for the Discord. And then they didn't even have to ask permission for that. They just outright do it, which is what our dean and I want to do for them. Like, for them to just seek out things to do, like make graphics for the university, do the posters, do the whatnot, because that's what they're supposed to be. So there's two students who outright fixed up our entire Discord channel. Like, I'm going to surprise them. If they're not listening to this, they're going to be surprised to receive in the next college day a certificate of participation or appreciation. I'm planning to give them something like that. And then, like, ooh, surprise! Could use this for your CV or whatnot. It's a skill set. Like, and keep telling them, develop skill sets.
How many kids do you have in your college?
300.
And you have all 300 of them on the Discord server.
I'm currently at 180.
Oh, okay.
That's more than
Because
50%.
one of the biggest problems we have in the quarantine was some of the households, especially for our scholarships, don't have fast internet or consistent internet.
Yeah. That's something that I actually wanted to talk about, like how you guys are,
Went
are
around.
working around that. Yeah, because that's something that like everybody has to kind of grapple with instead of just a simple like mass promotion.
Yeah, because I was the one part of the people who was like, no, we're not gonna do mass promotion. Like, I will fight that we don't get mass promotion. So the term that one of my faculty teachers, when my staff used was maximum leniency. With maximum leniency, it means that the deadlines for first up is we come up with self-learning modules. They are just PDFs with instructions. The readings are in there already. They don't have to seek it out.
Right.
They don't have to download. All the readings are already made there by the professors and whatnot. And then they distribute it to all the students, of course, via online. And if you have, what do you call this?
Torrent.
Set up a torrent. And if you have a slow
technology that they use, man.
And if you have a slow internet connection, it's not going to be difficult to download a couple of MBs of the PDF.
Right.
And then the deadlines for the outputs of these modules are 6 weeks after class resumes. So it's extremely long. Yeah, extremely long.
Right. Maximum leniency, right.
Maximum leniency. And then if, say, there, like for some of our select scholars who really live in the slum areas who don't have internet connection, where social distancing isn't even a thing.
Yeah, we can get into that.
Yeah, they're not gonna get a failing grade for the semester. Like, that's the only thing that I was not able to push. Like, nobody's gonna fail, but the grade range is between 1 to 3.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so they still have to put in the work, but they're not under any pressure, because if you're not gonna be able to submit in the 6-week deadline period, what do you call this? They'll only be marked incomplete.
Wait, so we're talking about... I can hear myself.
Someone's mic is unplugged.
Who's what?
I mean, if you talk, you can hear yourself.
That ain't me.
Uh-oh. AG? That might be you.
No.
No,
Is it?
no, we're hearing your echo too.
Uh-oh.
Is it me? No, I plugged on the right spot.
Alright.
Anyway.
I can't hear myself anymore. Nice.
You can't hear
Could have been
me.
Martin.
No, no, it's
What
not.
did I say? I don't remember what I was talking about. Dang.
The 6-week time
The
period.
submissions of
Oh,
AG.
yeah.
for the
So the nobody fails thing, that's something that's reserved for your scholars? Or...
No, nobody failed. We only have like 3 fail states. Because if you didn't submit in the 6-week period, you'll be marked incomplete.
Right.
The completion in our university extends only to the next semester. Like, you have to send the requirements and the fulfillments
Yeah.
to make it to be marked complete and get your grade. Is only 1 semester. We're gonna extend it to 2 semesters. So you have an entire year to complete all the requirements that you missed for this semester, because you're only gonna refer to the modules anyway, right?
Nice.
So there's only 3 fail states. If you already failure due to absences even before the quarantine, you're still gonna fail. If you didn't appear to your classes, you're gonna fail.
Oh, wait, you didn't appear to the class after kids are required to go back to
No,
school?
before the quarantine.
So there's no... You need a certain
right, so
amount of
it's-
attendance pa rin.
Yes.
Alright,
You
so it's
still
still
need to have
attendance thing.
attended, or if you're gonna flunk before the quarantine, you're gonna flunk the semester.
Right.
Last fail state for this semester is if you didn't complete within 1 year.
1 year after return to school.
Yeah, exactly.
What happens to the graduating students?
That is my biggest like for the non-graduating students, well and good.
Right?
Well and good. My biggest problem now is the requirements for multimedia arts graduates is they need to have an exhibition and a thesis.
Yeah.
The exhibition, good lord, it was, you know the date? I think it was the 12th, right? When they started the quarantine.
Yeah? I don't know. It was different.
Yeah, I forgot. It was like literally 3 days after the quarantine was supposed to be their exhibition. It didn't, oh my god. That's, But the nice thing is the sponsors, the speakers, everybody still are go for the exhibition. Like, we just need things to resume, then they could do the exhibition again. The biggest problem, actually, and there's no problem because all the materials are done. They just need to pretty much show it.
Show it, yeah.
Yeah. Worst case scenario, if, say, this lasts for however long,
Let's say a year.
A year or so, a month or so.
Absolute worst case scenario.
Absolute worst case scenario is they have to do an online exhibition.
Right, like...
That's why I'm learning... Exactly. That's why I'm learning streaming.
Okay, alright.
You see how it's all how it all connects.
How it's all connected, dude. Freaking the conspiracy theory and all of
Finally, now that the AG stream is explained.
Yeah, that's why, so that I could tell them, hey, this is possible. And I'm also tracking a few photo festivals that are transitioning to an online photo festival.
Right.
Well, at least it's more I don't know, could be more inclusive, I guess.
Yeah, it's more inclusive.
It's more inclusive.
By nature of digital, kasi you're not limited by physical.
It's a
logistics
thing in the country, though.
Yeah, but I haven't worried about all the technical stuff yet because it's the last case scenario. We're still wishing that by June we can go back to school.
Right, with like extreme social distancing measures as a requirement.
Mm-hmm. Like, if you can do everything at home, because what we're worried is for our scholars, because again, they're the ones who don't have the highest computers and whatnot. So that's why we're also telling our finance department, hey, can you give leniency on the expenses, on the refund? Like, if we're gonna save money, can we at least transfer that so that we can operate our labs so that our scholars can use the labs and whatnot. Like a lot of other things. That's pretty much my work, is just managing everything from where I am. So yeah, that's pretty much the fail-safe. Going back, sorry. For the thesis, I already told them to prepare online defense.
Mm-hmm.
So, because most of them, and I discourage them because most of them want to do a video documentary. For context, most of my students, graduating students, are multimedia arts. So, they, most of them want to do video documentaries, and some of them already started and whatnot. So I told them, how can you finish all those in social distancing, especially with your topics, unless it lends itself well to the topic? So I told them there's still time to switch their thesis to, say, a critical study or a research paper or whatever that doesn't require that they go out or that they record or whatnot. So that's the biggest problem for me. Because at least with our OJT takers, because this special term is supposed to be OJT as well, internship for some of our students.
Right.
At least there could be work from home arrangements.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure I told them, everybody's thinking OJT is, of course, for a company or a corporation. Never forget, you're artists. Most of you are going to be freelance. So, so now is going to be creative, not just in your output, but in how you view work. So find opportunities that will get you credits for your OJT. Say, hey, you've seen churches, like all Sunday churches, especially online churches right now, online mass. My wife notices that I churn in my stomach when I see the graphics. 7 different fonts.
Oh, that's
7 different fonts in one graphic. Then the screen wipes of the PowerPoint presentations for the Psalms and whatnot.
School.
Oh my gosh. I told them, volunteer for churches. Volunteer to your local government units that you're gonna make the graphics for, say, the coronavirus announcements. For volunteer to your communities, those will be credited. And I told them, if you get freelance jobs or opportunities, keep the receipts, those will be credited. Until you realize, I already fulfilled 300 hours worth of work. Then don't need to go anywhere else. So we're currently revising, because there's no existing policy for the OJT crediting. Because everybody, before, it's 300 hours, they have to do 300 hours for a company or a corporation. But I told them, most of these kids now do freelance. It's a gig economy. So most of them already do commissions. So I have students already, have freelance stuff. So I told them, we're going to come up with metrics. We're going to submit it to your office that handles all the OJT stuff. And then they were like, yeah, sure. We actually have no idea how to do it anyway. So you guys do it for your college. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much my job. So yeah, very productive work from home. Long-winded discussion on that.
I really should have you on the class record itself.
Yeah, because I guess I don't have that much war stories. Most of what I do is back-end stuff.
Okay.
It's administrative stuff. I don't have so I have war stories, classroom war stories. Of course I win.
Oh yeah, I mean, kind of.
Okay. You have
Of course I
to.
win.
You ain't
Already
gonna jump
destroyed
today.
some souls.
That's the most painful thing, dude.
No, not so much destroyed souls, because after that, the next day, I told them to go to my office and they did. Then they realized what I did.
Okay, I see.
Ooh. That's what you get when you play Dark Souls. When you die, you have to recover your soul back. So I didn't tell that to them. I didn't tell that to them, but that's pretty much my logic. I'm gonna kill you in front of
I want to
anyone.
teach in a college, dude, because I can't pull off half of that stuff in a high school.
Yeah, that's why I told you. Like, when we were in college, I told you I'm not gonna teach in a high school level. If ever, I'd be in a collegiate level so that I could just, because literally, my boss and I treat it like it's our playground.
And there's a lot more academic freedom in the
Oh, yes.
college level, and that's insane, man.
Oh yes, but the thing I realized, even when we were studying, I didn't realize this, that the academic freedom that students and the administration has also equates to academic responsibility.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like, we're not gonna hold your hand. Like, there was a parent that complained to me about this and that, why they're not reminded and whatnot. Then I just replied, they're in the collegiate level already. They're supposed to have their own systems and schedules and reminders. Their teachers already give them the syllabus at the start of the semester where all the important dates are there. So
Yeah.
they don't need to be reminded. They have to take the initiative on their own. And then the parents like, but yes, that's what they do. Senior high school is supposed to have prepared them for this possibility because they already started doing certain things in senior high school.
Well, I can tell you now that we don't have that gradual release of responsibility in the senior high school level yet. Because something
is it?
that we are kind of really required to do is if a kid is failing or if a kid doesn't submit a major performance task or something, like it is still part of school policy, at least where I teach, for us to notify the parents about the student. Give students like the constant reminder. And it is just an extension of the same old in high school. Like we're still giving them those terrible like habits in the senior high level, and we're kind of throwing them into college still used to the idea of being reminded that they have work to do. So I don't know. That's something I should try to sort of incorporate into my class, I guess. Like having like sort of scaffolding that system into the kids such that I don't have to give them
because one of my constant lines whenever, say, a kid goes to me, like, they don't go to their teacher straight, they go to me, which I don't think is a good sign. Should be going to their teachers.
Because you're the cool guy, dude.
No, it's not that I'm a cool guy. I mean, I can't write my research papers. I want to write my research
Aren't
papers.
you a cool guy? I mean, you're doing
But,
streaming while doing policy.
No,
But
Screaming while doing a Q&A, come on.
So yeah, when they go to me, ask what could be done to this, like, the first thing I always tell them is, hey, have you informed your parents about this? Because we're not gonna inform your parents, you have to inform your parents about this. Have you talked to your teacher? I always tell them, have you talked to your teacher about this? You're having difficulty with the topic. Not because you're a dum-dum, it's just you're having difficulty.
Right.
And if you think you're a dum-dum, yeah, you inform your teacher. Because I tell them, teachers actually appreciate it when you tell them, sir, I'm having a hard time. Is there anything like outside the classroom? Like, they have links, extra readings, all those that gonna help me with this. Like, teachers appreciate that, I tell them. Like, and then when your teachers hear that, they're gonna sparkle in there like, okay, so this kid is finding ways to him to pass my class.
Yeah.
That might give you extra bump in places where teachers can actually, give that leeway. like the recitation and class participation stuff. Yes, but because our rubrics dictate that you have to have outputs because again, you're artists, no excuse, just produce, at least they could, maybe it could get a bump instead of getting you a 3, maybe because you put in effort and whatnot to 5 to 75. Who knows, right? That's what I told them. Like, inform your teachers you're having difficulty. Like, don't be afraid of that. This is collegiate level. If you're having difficulty when it comes to the workplace, you're having difficult time in your workload, you can always inform your boss. It's same in collegiate level. And then they would go like, and all the more better. Yeah, I told them all the more better.
That's quite a good life lesson.
Yeah, all the more better you go to us rather than just complain somewhere else. Freedom walls.
There's something about there's something that
freedom walls.
happens in work, and it's something that ought to be weeded out really early on, like as early as like high school or college, is that sort of culture of not being afraid to ask for help.
Yeah.
Like I completely notice it in with a lot of the teachers, and like I have been guilty of this as well. But say when it comes to like crunch time, right? Got 300
Oh
papers.
my god, grading.
300 papers to check, right? Like
Drama.
it's usually at the instance of the principal or our department head to sort of remind us to ask for help from somebody if we feel like a deluge of papers is overwhelming already.
Yep.
Because that's kind of the constant, shall we say, plight of the teacher, right? And the constant plight of our principal is that not all of us submit our grades on time.
That's an inevitability, and that's how we're the black sheep of our university. Our college is the black sheep. Like, not only are we new, not only do we do things in a different manner, like, one of the problems the admin has with us is the uniform policy, because I just wear black sneakers instead of leathers and whatnot. And then when it comes to deadlines, we're always last. So, because what I always circumvent that is I tell all my teachers, hey, let's allot this 2 days, 3 days just to do the grading. And all of us are around together in the faculty room. So it's that environment, like we're all doing the labor at the same time.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's something that really works. Like to have a nice big table in the faculty room.
Yeah, that's camaraderie. Our problem currently is we don't have our own faculty room because again, the college just got established this academic year.
Right.
Yes.
So we're supposed to transfer this coming school year, but because of all these things and the viruses and whatnot, like we already got a memo that our new building will be delayed. We were supposed to move there August, but we might move October, November because of the earthquakes.
Earthquakes.
January, the Taal volcano earthquakes.
Oh yeah.
Oh right. Sorry. Yeah, you are from the south. Yeah.
So, which affected, like, they had to double check the integrity of the building because it's still under construction. The integrity of the building, worker safety, and all that. They had to double check and make sure. Like, it was actually a good test because apparently they found out that there was no structural damage, but cleaning up and whatnot, like, there's some things they have to do. So, we found out we're going to be delayed. We might even move there second semester. But
And then this happened.
And then this happened. So,
And then
one more year. And I've been clamoring because I think it's a big morale boost for us. Especially, I have a bunch of kids who are artists. And then we got clearance from the school admins that the students can decorate our rooms. So the students are going to decorate my office. And then the students are going to decorate the faculty room with the faculty. They're the ones who are going to paint the walls and whatnot. And the hallways.
Oh, fucking free labor, dude.
Yeah.
No,
Labor.
every labor that happens
Down
is going to
with
be credited
capitalism.
towards their OJT credits.
Free labor.
okay.
Free labor.
They're going to get college credits.
Free labor. Points.
So what's gonna
points,
happen?
Shouts
points.
at X deals.
Right, like what
What's
we
gonna-
do with our kids. Hey, you might want to help with like creating the infographics for the department. But sir, blah 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 blah. No, I'll give you
Credits.
Imaginary
points
candy.
for your performance task.
What I call them to my teachers are CV stuffers.
CV Hey, I like that term. CV stuffers.
Yeah, I'm gonna use that now, man. CV stuffers.
Yeah, it's a CV stuffer. Like telling them, hey, you did this. Like, even the student, that's why I'm gonna surprise that student. Like, didn't you know that the Discord, making a Discord is, you call that could be put in your CV? What if you're applying for a community manager job? And then that company, say it's game company, they want to make a Discord community. Then you already know how to make one. And they're gonna make the graphics as well and everything. So like, yeah, that's a skill set.
Why don't we have a Discord community?
Well, we should, huh? We should.
Don't ask me to configure it. My students made mine. Not gonna give them credits for making ours.
It shouldn't be that hard to make a Discord channel.
Right.
Yeah, it's not
like
that
just
hard.
create a new channel and just publish it.
All right.
The problem is, populating it with content because it's basically a social
Alright,
network.
so, Joao, 2 things you have to link: my Twitch page and the Discord channel.
All right. Where's Discord?
Discord.
All right.
The new Channel 14 Discord.
Yeah, dude. No. Where is it? My God. Sorry.
Do I have Discord
Wait.
on this laptop?
I don't remember my Discord password. I'm
Oh
sorry.
no.
Oh no!
Because it would be great, say, Martin, you can host community playdates, WWE community playdates or something.
Right. Create the server.
Or-
Server name. Channel 14.
Ooh.
Channel
13.
server.
Are we ending the recording now, or
Not really.
What? 30 at 37 minutes
In a row?
we could start a new one and create 2 episodes?
Well, that is
This
true.
is we're gonna be speeding this up like nothing else. Wait, let me just send this to you guys.
Wait,
Let me
wait,
install
who are you
Discord.
sending this to?
Telegram, dude.
Right.
Telegram.
Oh, I have Discord, but I don't.
Should we also make an official Telegram?
Like, what's the name of that? Like Ubuntu Mate. They actually have like a
An
Telegram
official
channel.
I think it's like you have like either a Telegram or a Discord because they're basically the same thing. They're community management.
Community platform.
Yeah.
The nice thing about, for our purposes, nice thing about Discord is, because I don't want I found out that a lot of my students were shy with regard to video games. Like, I told them, some of you are gonna be in visual communication, some of you might actually get jobs in the game industry. So you have the earlier you understand, that this industry is not for geeks and nerds, it's for everyone. That it has to be professionalized, the better. Like, you don't have to be shy talking about video games. Like, I play video games. But the moment you play video games in class, I will destroy you.
Oh, man, I remember some of that crap that we did in college, or some of the
Yeah,
crap
I
that
did.
I did in college. Man, the philosophy, my philosophy of history class, there were 2 of us. And we still played game. I feel really sorry for our teacher.
Remember that time in accounting
how?
class, AG?
Yeah, Norm, TJ, and I, we were literally sitting in front, but we were just playing X-Moto. Of all games, X-Moto. I mean, it's open source, but
We had this history teacher that caught me playing something in the back, right? He's like, "What are you doing?" "Taking notes, sir." And he's like, "Then why aren't you typing?"
Mind blown.
I should have been recording the presentation, sir. But we were not as savvy as we were in our young adult lives, full of vigor and vitality. Now we're just tired all the time.
Yes.
Now we're just angry at the world.
No, we were angrier back then.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
the
we were-
world beat us.
Right, we were angry back then. Now we're just angry, like without the vitality, without the youth. Like what's
Yeah.
all that's left? Anger at society.
Anger and tiredness.
I just still can't believe it up to now. It's still surreal that, like, the 2 of us, like, we became teachers. What the hell?
Yeah, dude. Punk rock, dude.
Is it really that surreal?
No,
Is
we are
it?
probably the last people who should be teachers.
Why?
I'm probably one of the last
Actually.
guys in my course who should be in government in here right now.
Probably the last person to be in media.
That's Spike, dude.
Yeah. All your golden boys, and guess who's here?
Well, yeah.
I mean,
Then let's not forget. Yeah, Norm's right. Dude with the narcolepsy works in media. So, like, right? So, well, we accept the work we think we deserve.
Man, but Ag, I'm not exactly surprised that we end up that we ended up specifically in education. Sometimes when students ask me, like, "Sir, why did you become a teacher?" The stock answer that I give them is because I'm a very angry person. But instead of taking to the streets and saying, like, tear down the government, I'd like to try to find a way to make sure that there is actual lasting change in our society. And seeing as the millennials and the boomers have screwed it all up, well, the hope is for you guys to come in, take over, and make the country a better place. And if I can have a hand in trying to make that happen, then that's an opportunity that I would take. Which is kind of a good place to put the anger,
No, I just tell them I did it for the money.
And the fame.
Teaching?
Yeah, I tell them, why did you teach? Sir, why did you start teaching? I told them,
It
good
paid.
money. I don't need to go freelance anymore. Then I answer with, because I don't want you bungholes messing it up when my kid becomes an adult.
Right?
Fair
So
point.
that's the...
Yeah, that's what I tell them. So do you then jumps to, so sir, do you have a kid? No, I plan to have one soon. We're trying. And then becomes a different altogether conversation.
Yeah.
So, but at least what sticks to them was, okay, I'm a bunghole.
TP for my bunghole.
Yeah.
The great Cornholio.
Now you do realize that if you were teaching in a high school, that would be child abuse.
I know. But that's why, again, I'm not gonna teach in high school.
You smart
Like,
man.
I realized, like, I'm such a... I thought I'm gonna be JD when it comes to these things, but I've become such a Dr. Cox.
Oh,
I'm always angry. I thought I'm gonna be JD, but like, it was
No,
weird.
man. No, because something happens to you when you're put in... When you're put in a teaching position, like, something happens to you. After your first, like, year or whatever, you start growing into the role, And all of a sudden you find yourself growing up so much more, while at the same time looking young.
Oh gosh, you want a story?
Young.
There was speaking of youth, so here I am being new to the university. Not everyone, because I've only been introduced to the higher admins and whatnot, being a program chairperson. So, well, not everybody in the faculty of the different colleges know me. And one of the things I have to do in the start of the semester is, of course, make sure that my students go to their classes. Like, just a quick inspection, nothing super serious and whatnot. I have to make sure, hey, the classrooms I assigned to them, they're there with the teachers that were assigned. So I was doing my rounds and whatnot, and for a freshman class, our freshman class in the first 2 months of the semester, are allowed to not yet wear uniforms, to wear casual attire first.
Right.
And remember I told you I just wear sneakers, slacks, and polo tucked out. So
Yeah.
and then I always bring a backpack with me because shoulder bags hurt my back. Like, I'm at that age, I have to bring a backpack. So lo and behold, I enter this classroom, and with my ID, of course, but of course it's yay small. And one of the older teachers in philosophy are like, "Oh, hey son, where's your enrollment sheet? You sit down there with the rest of the class and whatnot." It was being my first few weeks. I had no idea what to do, so I went and sat down in the class.
So they thought you were part of the class.
So while then I just said to yes sir, I'm just gonna sit down on the side. So that's what I said, right? So a teacher's taking attendance. With how about you, Iho? So no, I'm not a student. What the hell are you doing, sir? I'm the program chairperson for the College of Fine Arts and Design. Oh my God, sir, I'm sorry, whatnot. But you look so young. No, sir, I'm 32. Oh my God, what's wrong? So yeah, and then the kids were startled because, of course, these are freshmen.
We have the program director right here.
Chairperson is here. What is he doing? He could stealthily sneak into places, which I tend to do a lot. Like, I always enter the back
100.
room. Yeah, the start. They have no idea, especially if they're so busy with the class. Like, or preparing, or they're busy at their notes. I'm gonna sneak at the back, and then, what's up? I always tend to do that. What's up? What's up? So yeah, it's being in class or being in that environment. I didn't know that I would be fit there, but it kind of works. 6-hour commute sucks though.
Yeah, from Mandaluyong to there, man.
Yeah,
Oh.
Mandaluyong to Cavite.
It's a totally different world.
Air's cleaner. On the bright side, air's cleaner, and then the volcano erupted. I'm like, okay, so much for having clean air. Air's cleaner, wind's nicer. But yeah, other than that, teaching and Witcher 3. This is the two things I'm doing a lot. And I was supposed to actually. You guys watched Lost, all of you, right?
No.
Yes.
No, I never watched Lost.
No, because Joao and I had this ongoing thing. If I start watching Lost, he has to start watching Battlestar Galactica.
Oh yeah, I have to watch.
Yeah, I have to start Battlestar Galactica. But the thing is, I'm one of the things my wife and I are currently watching as entertainment is Battlestar Galactica. Like after this, I plan on start to watch Lost so that Joao would go and watch Battlestar Galactica.
Which I did.
Oh, you already did watch Battlestar Galactica?
Yeah, it's alright.
What do you mean it's alright?
It's alright.
It's great. It's amazing.
Yeah.
What's that again?
Oh my god, you being underwhelmed is like ah!
I watched that episode of 90 Day Fiancé with Big Ed and Rosemary.
Like there's so many shows that I don't want to bother. Like it's just fatigue watching people recommend shows.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I just... Oh, okay. If
So
I
yeah.
actually have time.
Like screw binge watching shows. Listen to podcasts.
Yeah.
Which one
Listen to Season 1 of Radio Norm out on torrent.
It's been out on torrent for like a long time, dude.
Exactly. So those who are listening now and have yet, you can go to the links down below and torrent.
Oh my god, another link.
Joe, have you tried putting Radio Norm episodes into a tarball or something?
Not a tarball. It's a
what's a
zip
tarball?
file.
No, it's a zip file. Okay.
Yeah. It's a zip
it's just
file.
a-
You can download the torrent on channel14.com.
Yeah, would have been nice as a tarball, just because why not?
Yeah, I should totally do that. Fine. I'll if you feel like having a tar jizz version, then yeah.
No star balls from the garden to the stars.
Fun. Something we can do.
We should have you re-recorded, dude. Like let's re-record Radio Norm. Like come up with a completely different like backing music, and like each of us record a different episode that we like
Okay.
with our own different like interpretation.
I mean, I still use the term Temple of Prophets.
The inner coffee shop in your mind.
I really love that episode where it was left, right, as the March of Modern Romance.
Whoa. That happened? No,
It
I didn't
was.
hear that.
It was. I think it was one of.
That was really cool.
Yeah,
Like
left,
talking about
right, left.
um,
Swiping. The act
Yeah.
of swiping.
the
Oh.
March of Modern Romance.
Worthy of a Slate.com article.
I
At the very
Radio
least,
Norm
medium.
episode could be its own freaking Slate.com article.
is that a good
Or
thing?
have a Medium page.
Yes. Very.
Yeah, all the episode scripts should be on Medium or something. Or like a newsletter. I'm into newsletter these days.
Oh my god.
Do you use MailChimp?
No, Substack. I use Substack.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, Substack's better for me, so.
All right. It's
So the
yeah.
Discord server is up, and Norm has joined.
Okay.
I'll do all
I'll
those
just-
things later.
We'll do it next time. I'm sorry.
But some of the other quarantine things that I've done is like, Cast, where you can watch party.
Oh yeah.
cast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, some
You've
of
been casting?
Cast. Yeah, KAST. Like my friends, photo-based friends, are
Okay.
telling me, "Hey, they should do a cast." I'm like, "Okay." And then we watch Midsommar, and then it's like, it's hella beautiful movie, but it's
Wicked disturbing, dude.
Yeah, it's horror, but not the horror you expect. It's
One of
actually
those,
okay.
like, one of those shows, one of those movies where the horror is actually you. Like that's what
Yeah, there you go.
What?
like one of those like
Holy.
Us style films, right? Like,
Yeah, the horror is you, pretty much. It's like, the winner
horror
is
is you.
you.
So it's like Ninja Robots. The power is you. You're
Yep.
in the machine.
exactly.
Yep.
Nice.
But instead of like power, it's horror.
Yeah, it's worth your time.
is you.
I'm not
You're
sure if
in the machine.
it's gonna stick to you, because that's the problem I have with modern media. It's
Yeah,
so
there's
hard.
just too much.
Yeah, there's so many things that not everything will stick.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Sorry about that.
I hope that did not stick on your screen.
It's in my t-shirt.
But
Ew. Oh, close enough.
It's alright, we're in quarantine, we're safe.
apparently you're supposed to cough into your shoulder or something,
safe.
into your elbow, right?
We're socially distancing each other from in miles anyway.
Yeah. No, I do the dab thing. It still creates noise.
God damn, you're so old, dude.
Dabbing.
Like,
Dabbing.
no, that when you dab on your, so that when you sneeze or cough, you dab.
Yeah, I mean, like you're supposed to
Yeah.
half a dab or something. You're not supposed to go all the way out.
Yeah.
You're just supposed
Half
to sneeze,
your arms are doing the dab.
right? Like if you go full out dab, like
Well,
that's something that I've gotten from like a lot of my students.
What?
Like a lot of them are, they consider themselves meme lords and ladies. So like I've been sort of up to date with all of that crap.
Oh yeah! Oh my god! They were surprised that I know and reference all the memes, like without them asking and without me volunteering.
Yeah,
They're telling me,
it's
"Hey,
quite
I'm."
weird. But then the weird thing with me specifically is, and sort of my students, because they're 16, 17, 18-year-olds, they see me as much older than I actually am, or they see me as a lot older than I actually feel, right? Like
Yeah.
to the 16, 17, 18-year-old mind, like the teacher in his 30s might as well be the teacher in his 50s, right? It's sort of that perception. So it's really weird when I start like using younger language. Like it becomes sort of like when your mom started using Facebook back in the day. I get the feeling that that's what those kids feel when I
Like
start.
you know that meme where "What's happening, kids?" and Steve Buscemi with a skateboard and
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's happening, fellow kids?
Yeah, because as opposed to in a collegiate level, where of course they're a bit older, they're pushing their 20s, and then they realize, hey, he's just only 10 years older than us.
Yeah.
So, and I'm currently at an early age, and most of my faculty is at their just mid-20s, because most of them are taking their MA and whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's no distance between the age, which is a blessing in itself,
And a
in the
curse.
sense, yeah, a blessing in the sense that the age gap is not as far. It's not as cringy when I pull off the coffin meme to them, or when I told them, "Hey, I was there when you guys were not even making rage faces. You have no idea what rage faces
Get
are."
off my lawn!
Yeah, exactly. Like our memes were different back then to your memes now. Like,
Even your newfangled memes.
Now they
yeah, like I'm
Reddit
not
is
some
not
virgin
4chan.
Chad. Yeah, I'm not some Chad. But and then it's
Chad.
the biggest challenge again going back is that it's just connecting with them is so hard.
Yeah.
That's the challenge. Like I didn't know if we were like that back then, but because my conclusion is that we're not like that back then because we're nerds. Well, dorks specifically.
Yes.
Like, we actually like studying.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
We actually like studying. We actually like consuming media. To an extent, making media.
I'd like to argue that we were like in a way the transition generation. Like everything was new for us, in the same way that everything was new for the world. Diba? Parang transitioning from paper to digital that's our generation's milestone.
Hey,
Yeah, but-
hey, kids these days don't seem to like technology in their education, calling for mass promotions and canceling of online classes.
Right?
Yeah. No, I'm specifically talking about our group.
Taking a stab. Sorry, taking a stab at like a lot of
I know,
students.
and I'm just like putting context with AG's how we were exciting with learning is everything was brand new. We were trying out webinars way back when JSTOR was digital books, and that was new.
Norm. It's only our group that is like that.
Yeah, because the rest of them were just as disconnected, I think, as a lot of the students now.
Because most of them would rather hang out in Mint and BGC than actually, hey, let's have coffee and talk about this new movie that we've just watched.
Yeah.
Like, hey, let's mess up with our friend's head that Max Payne is actually good when it's one of the most awful things ever.
I love that.
That was hilarious.
I love that.
We go through those things of intellectual gymnastics, of reading. Like, each and every one of us had different forms of reading entertainment that we liked. Like, I can remember TJ with, what do you call that? His old samurai novels. Like, what the hell, man?
Whoa.
Dude, it was like we would go out and consume the odd alcoholic beverage because we fancied ourselves as like the Inklings, you know?
Yeah.
It was like...
So, we actually like learning and getting into the things we like. And I realized that we were unique in that manner. We were special snowflakes in that manner, if you will. And most kids in our age were not like that.
And you wonder why we ended up becoming teachers.
Because my art didn't sell.
We were early adopters.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Way too early.
Way too early, Jesus. Way too early.
Actually, man, when did our first podcast come out? 2013.
Yeah.
That wasn't. That was way before people in this country were into podcasts.
Now everybody's
Yeah, I
podcast.
And now everybody's
There's
a podcaster.
Well,
There's a
recently,
podcast network, guys. Remember,
Just when we
Norm?
took our hiatus was when people started getting into podcasts.
Everybody
That's so sad.
started podcasting like 2 years ago.
which is when we were on our hiatus.
And-
God damn it!
And now practically everyone has a podcast.
Uh-huh.
no, it's just funny because somebody messaged me who wants to do a podcast on this and that. I told them I used to make podcasts. Like, wait, when? 2013. Where were you back then? It's like, what? How come you know most of these things?
Because we started with nothing.
I'm an intellectual genius. I told them.
We started when podcasting was hard.
Yep. You know, when Pay Maya wasn't there to sponsor.
You have to have your own website. You have to have your own server. It was all separate. And you had to pay for everything. So nobody wanted.
No, I mean, it's good.
Found a way to do it for free.
Yeah.
We were one of the earliest podcasts. And one of the earliest podcasts in the Philippines to have a Patreon.
Actually, yeah. We currently have one patron, guys, for $1. So you can also be a $1 patron. So you can be our second Patreon.
Well,
Second
we can have like a milestone. If they have a limited Patreon, they can give me topics to make for Radio Norm, and I'll do it. Fine.
So if I will be a patron, I can give you topics.
Sure, yeah. That'll be my challenge.
Yay!
That'll be my Radio Norm challenge.
Man, I still think we
Patreon
put
exclusive.
I still think we should put out Radio Norm as an album, dude, not as like a
One off, like singles.
not as a podcast. I'm not sure that that's the
format.
The
Me too.
format
I
for
think
it
it should be. Yeah, it should be a spoken word album.
Yeah, or spoken word single as well.
Have to be like, how do we promote it? Like,
on the
YouTube
podcast.
video.
I have a captive audience.
Actually, you got 300 kids there. I got like 300 kids.
We
in high
announced
school.
Radio Norm. We could re-record it. It's fine.
Yay.
You know, we could just somehow drop it in class that, oh yeah, I have a podcast.
Let's not forget.
Uh,
A lot of them are still relevant though. Nothing has changed.
Timelessness.
Dude, you know, we
True
had this
art
one
connotes
student
timelessness.
evergreen
We had this one
content,
student
which
that,
is Radio Norm.
actually went through all of our Third World Linux episodes.
Dang.
Oh yeah, you're a student, right?
And what he did was he clipped out all of like the not all, like a lot of the stuff that I said, right? Like a lot of
Blackmail
the-
material.
No, he made a Mr. Atienzo voice pack. It was so funny.
All the sound bites in one place.
Yeah, dude, the sound bites like freaking government. Like
You know what I would do if I was in charge.
Yeah, dude, I was teaching the Constitution then, so it was really cool. Like a lot of the stuff that we talked about on Third World Linux when we were getting into our like angrier moments, right? Like it ended up coming out on this Mr. Tienza voice pack that was circulating throughout their class. And
Man, wait till it becomes a soundboard.
anyway,
Oh man.
Repack it into a remix like frickin' compliment.
Did they at least have
With like an
the
808
do
in the
things for
background.
love part?
I have no idea.
Now somebody's gonna make a SoundCloud album out of your voice pack.
That's how you know you made it, when they make memes from you.
Don't give AG students ideas, man.
Oh, let them. I'd probably give them extra credit for it. I actually told them to credit memes. I told my faculty, credit memes.
I'll be saving them for when AG inevitably becomes part of the CHED.
I won't. No, me? I won't be part of CHED. If I became part of CHED, oh my god, that'd be the end of the country's education as we know it.
Actually, it would be really freaking cool.
Is it the end?
Dude, you aim for Ched. I aim for Dep Ed. And, like, we ruin...
Meet in the middle.
And we ruin the Philippines.
Education system. Memes are
sorry,
graded,
guys.
everyone. Memes are graded.
Sorry guys, I'm way ahead of you. I'm out.
Oh yeah, you're in the government.
Got you covered, guy.
Then we have Norman Media. So at least we have our very own propaganda machine.
I shudder to think this will be used as like historical record 40 years from now.
Oh no, this is the seeds. What you have now is the seeds of the revolution. Viva la
What are
resistance.
you talking about, man? It's not like this is gonna be stored on an archive.org or a Wayback Machine, right? Wait a minute!
On the internet, everything's forever. At the very least, Joao sound bites.
Man, that was so cool. And, you know, they had like something that I have them do is sit in a circle and have a discussion and have like the rest of the class watch that discussion. A Harkness circle of sorts. And what this kid did, and I have so much respect for this guy, what he did was he brought a speaker. And he essentially had a soundboard of me. And whenever they wanted to make a point, they would have it in my voice. Like, so you know, it was really cool. It was insanely creative, and I think that guy like is starting a podcast at some point.
Then that's good.
Yeah,
You actually started a podcast after listening and getting sound clips from your podcast. I don't know why, but there's a certain episode of Third World Linux that keeps on getting viewed for the past couple of years.
which one?
I have no idea, but while I'm checking it, you gotta tell me Can you tell me what happened after that soundboard thing? I'll check it right now while you're saying that.
God, don't ever change. Don't ever change, Martin.
This was a long time ago, though. Long time ago, like 2 years ago, maybe 2 years ago when the student did that.
Oh yeah, we talked about it in this podcast. Huh.
Yeah, that's how long we've been doing this, dude. I'm recycling material.
What other interesting thing happened in my life? Oh, Japan. Yeah.
Yes, Japan.
You were able to go while it was still relatively safe.
Yes.
Cherry blossoms were great. Like, it really was an experience. Better in Japan than in Korea.
Okay.
Not everybody was paranoid. We were paranoid. Like, Shibuya, at the time we were there, was insanely crowded, and my wife and I were like, let's not do the crossing.
Nope.
Yeah.
But you can do the crossing now. Not much people.
Then we always have alcohol in our hands and masks on all the time.
Right.
Okay.
And because it was weird at that time. It was a cloud hanging over us. Because we were the one who were really nervous. But, like, in behalf of Japan, because, like, you guys are not taking any precautions whatsoever. It was so bleak, though, when we arrived. Because when we arrived, we're the only flight in.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so used to seeing airports bustling, full of people moving around. Like, there was just us.
It's
Only like
you.
10 people in a huge 737, I guess, that arrived, and there's just only 10 people, and then it's like insanely empty.
Yeah.
Which means you had more time with the sniffing dogs.
Snipping dogs?
Actually, the bomb dogs, because they have to sniff the
Oh.
luggages and whatnot.
I see.
Like, the guards, the Japanese guards actually allowed us to spend more time with the doggos, which is great.
Oh.
But,
Yeah. It was, what was it? The sort of initial response of Japan wasn't exactly great, right? With,
nope.
what was it? With the Diamond Princess, right? That was the name of the cruise ship?
Yeah, they bungled that up. That's why the entire island of Hokkaido has been closed. Entire northern Japan has been closed. Because they bungled that up. And all the other things, like, there were low cases in Tokyo, in Kyoto, in the places we've been, Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka. There has been low number of cases. Actually, a lot of tourists. But now it's starting to blow up.
Yeah. It was crazy, man. Like, early maps that showed the numbers of cases per country had an entire separate, like, statistic for the Diamond Princess.
Yeah.
It was essentially its
that's
own
easy
country at the
900.
time, right?
Yeah, it was easy 900 people.
Well, anyway.
Japan's great though. Like, Osaka is really, like, they call it the food basket of Japan for some
So-
weird reason.
Food there is
place
so
of-
good, though.
Food is so freaking amazing. Like, we accidentally stumbled upon a Michelin takoyaki stand. Like, a takoyaki place with a Michelin star. So, alright, then. And it was, like, you know one of those, what do they call this? Shokugeki no Kyojin. No, Shigeki no... That's Attack on Titan. Shokugeki no Soma.
Still relevant.
Yeah, Shokugeki no Soma. Yeah, the cooking master boy, all that. When they eat food and then you have a foodgasm, that's literally what we experience. Like, what the hell is this demonry? The divine Oni gave us
A
this
nice way
food.
to describe Japan.
Yeah, Osaka. Yeah, very racist. But yeah, Osaka food's great. Kyoto is my favorite. I thought Tokyo. I thought I'd fell in love in Tokyo. Tokyo is just too stressful.
Oh, man, Tokyo. We were
But-
there last year. It's insane. I couldn't
It's
live
insane.
there.
It's too much. It's just too much. That's why Kyoto was the perfect balance. Good air, decent transportation, food's great, neighborhood's nice. It's not as crowded, but Tokyo is just insane. Like,
It's the type of city that make you feel like an ant.
yes, like you're insignificant. That's what Tokyo feels like. The city's so huge. Public transport's still decent, but it still can't keep up, in my opinion, with the amount
Yeah.
of people using it.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It still can't keep up. But and the funny observation I had with Japan in general was that when I look at pictures of people in Japan, especially Japanese photographers, like, oh man, why do Japanese images in Instagram as well? Like, why do they overuse? Why are they, like, the blues are so saturated? Why is everything so saturated? Why do they use this filter? Then when I get there, oh god, it's not a filter.
It's just really blue.
Yeah, it's really blue. Like the sky, the place, how Japan looks like in pictures, how it's all saturated good colors, like overly saturated colors. Nope, it's true. That's how Japan is. I'm like, okay then.
Maybe they just really have the golden ratio of locations.
Yeah, like places where God gave good light in planet Earth, pretty much.
Around that
That's
area.
pretty much Japan, California. God gave such good light to California, and Japan, California, and Africa. Like, why are the light in those places so good?
But Africa, like the
Always.
whole continent?
Southern, like, you know, those. That's why wildlife photography in Africa is always nice, because the
Okay.
horizon and whatnot. I have a feeling it's because of how it's tilted in the axis of the. I don't know. It's weird. Like, for me, those are three places. And a friend argues Arizona also gets good light.
I guess.
Yeah, because it's it's a desert, but like just
Yeah.
good light all around. California, that golden thing,
Desert.
yeah, it's great. And then Japan is the saturated colors. Like, it's insane.
An emotional desert.
Yeah, but
I might
been a lot
use
of
that.
stuff.
Sorry. When I was in Japan with some of my students, One of the big takeaways that I had was they were all like really impressed with the way that Japan worked. And I was like, yeah, Japan, Tokyo specifically. Tokyo is amazing. It's a city that works where everybody is like everybody fits in as a cog in the machine. But something that I noticed when we ate at a ramen place was it was one of those bar style like tables, and you had like little walls next, like dividing up the tables, which is easy enough to remove. But the default setting was to have
that barrier.
Yeah, like walls next to you, and the big takeaway that I had there was in Japan, it's really easy to it's really easy to be alone. Okay? Like if you are against the idea of a wider community, no place better than Tokyo for you to live out your life day to day. Again, as an ant feeling insignificant, or like as a cog in the machine that is Tokyo and Yokohama. I don't know.
No, that's why I prefer Kyoto, because Kyoto has that home here vibe.
Right.
It still feels like a rural community. People check up on each other.
Yeah. Sorry, man. It's just like kind of depressing to think about.
No, that's why I'm not surprised with all the in Tokyo and all those cases of suicide and whatnot. Like it's kind of bleak, yes, but it's weird. I don't know how that happened for their society. Such a big city, everyone's around, but I think it was one of your theories back then that the bigger the city is, the harder it is for people to actually communicate, to connect with each other.
Yeah, I don't know.
On a lighter note, I'm not sure if there are a lot of lesbians in Tokyo, or the girls there are just really touchy to each other.
Touchy? What do you mean?
Yeah, they're really touchy. They're really intimate in public.
Ooh.
Or it's just me reading into it.
Probably just you reading it.
Could be just you.
Yeah, my wife also like, you're just reading into it.
Yeah. Speaking of reading, I've read the stats. One of the most viewed episodes of Third World Linux is episode 119 and episode 120. They were both posted in February 2017. They kept being viewed for some reason a lot.
Those are probably like the most recent one.
Oh no, the most recent one was the stuff you did, like the Christmas
Linux
ones.
or
Linux
14.
Wait, let me take a look at that. I'm curious.
I can share screen.
Yeah,
no, I can't.
favorite.
Let me just look at
Print
the
screen.
A favorite, going back to Japan trip a bit, a favorite of mine was going to an onsen. Was a great experience. Like hot bath and
Were there
it was a great
monkeys?
experience. And then a traditional, we got, since the onsen didn't have a lot of guests at the time, we got a traditional kaiseki dinner. The chef prepared for us and my wife because they found out in a ryokan. Mm-hmm. So, which was really an experience. It was great. Like a lot of we got a lot of people treating us well when they tell us, "Oh, what brings you to Japan?" And we tell them, "Oh, it's our honeymoon." Oh my God! Here, have this. Like, oh, great. So,
Okay, here was thinking it's because there was nobody there because of the whole COVID thing.
no. There was Tokyo was still full of tourists at the time. Kyoto had a good number of local tourists actually. My wife and I got mistaken for locals a lot of the time.
Oh yeah,
I'm not surprised, right? Like, funny was this white guy because I was wearing a lot of Peak Design products. I had a Peak Design backpack strap and all those things, like camera equipment for those who don't know. And then there's one guy who approached me in Japanese. I love something Peak Design. I just said, yeah. Then he walked away. So like this white guy talking to me like, what the hell are you talking about? Just speak in English. Anyway, so and then another favorite thing, Anna Airlines. My God, super amazing. Like, wow. Because you went Anna Airlines going back. Like, shout out to
all Nippon
their
Airways.
flight attendants. Yeah, all Nippon Airways. Amazing service, man. A great airplane, amazing service. Like, you don't feel dehumanized. Like, you don't feel like a slab of meat traveling inside a steel cage and 30,000 feet in the air. Which, incidentally, would be a great WWE match stipulation.
Well, they have a stipulation now that
Climbing
they're
the
going to
corporate
the
ladder.
top of the HQ, right? The corporate
climbing
ladder.
the corporate ladder. Jesus Christ! After firing 80 people. Oh my God! The audacity.
Oh my god. Zack Ryder.
I like that description. A slab of meat traveling at 30,000 feet in the air.
Yeah, because that's how most airplanes treat you.
You know it.
You're basically a spam can being hurled at speeds you're not supposed to be hurled at.
Yeah, but Ana Airways, the plane was...
It's an amazing
it wasn't-
airline.
Yeah. It wasn't... the seats are not cramped. And then the food was really great. And then they constantly check up on us and whatnot. And since we're the only... there are a few people there, the flight attendants did small talk to us and whatnot.
They didn't bump you up to like business class or something?
We're premium economy. And that was our ticket anyway.
Oh yeah, but just nobody was there. They didn't bump you up to like business class or
Nah.
something.
Nah, this is kind of too much. I didn't wanna... Hey, you know... AG Demesa presents Business Class 1, Part 2. So,
Burn that bridge.
yeah.
What was... Anyway.
But, that's it. Life has been very eventful. A lot of things. Lots and lots of things happening.
Yeah.
Happy that I'm getting quote-unquote free time.
Time that we should have had, but then we had to show up for a 4-hour commute. Thanks, Manila.
So,
I hadn't really noticed.
Should we should really like talk on the class record and
Yes.
we probably
like post
should.
it on Third World Linux as well.
I'm not sure on Third World Linux. I haven't done anything Linuxy in 3 years or so.
Yeah, that's fine, dude. Just record something on the class record and release it in the Third World Linux feed just for fun.
Just to show the world that you're still alive.
Yeah, dude. Hey,
Yeah,
we're alive.
yes.
Yeah, we're still friends.
We're still... we'll never stop being friends.
Life gets in the way of Third World Linux.
Growth.
But no,
one of the
man. No, go ahead.
one of the things I want to like write about in my newsletter is of course predictions on what's going to happen in the Philippine photography scene after this and the death of responsibility.
What do you mean?
The death of responsibility?
Yeah, because well, that's the other topic. But the main topic I want to tackle on death of responsibility is students clamoring for mass promotion,
Dude, let's talk about that.
then work asking for suspensions and whatnot, and what do you call that? To just give handouts when you can be fully capable of contributing to the economy and all people focusing on welfare. It's like, I get it. Not everyone can do that, but for those who can, should, right?
Yeah.
That's why that's why I like to call it the death of responsibility, because nobody wants to do stuff anymore, and doing
Yeah.
stuff is actually nice.
It's what do you call it? It is the way that I read it is people have started to make general rules out of exceptions,
Yeah.
right? Like the exception is the exception is a check from the government, right? That should be the exception, but that has sort of somehow become the general rule. That's I don't know.
Yeah, well, then again, what do I say at every end of Third World Linux episode? I do things because I love them. So, right? Should give a clue on how I view things in life.
Yeah.
So,
But
since
anyway.
you mentioned your newsletter, how can people sign in?
Yes.
What is the newsletter about, and how do people sign up?
It's because my other project, the Reading Photographs blog
Yeah.
that I used to run. Because I realized I only get per post, I only get 50 readers and whatnot.
Yeah.
So, which is better. And then there is an impending threat that Tumblr. Impending threat. I said that in such a.
That'll
bleak way.
shut down
Yeah, Tumblr might shut down in the
failed
coming.
social network.
Yeah, if it survives in the next 2-3 years, Tumblr's lucky. So, and I host my site on Tumblr. So, as a transition point, I started a newsletter.
I think that might be the future for a lot of smaller
Exactly.
publications, depending on the scale. But
Exactly.
Where's
Since
your-
I realize my readership is less than 100.
all right, so
When I
what's
have a
that,
post, I get an average of 50. But in the newsletter, I get 150. Like, what the hell? Why is this more than before?
So
Captive
ano,
audience.
Oh. What's for the people who don't know, for everybody else who isn't part of the 100, what's reading photographs about? What's the scope?
My blog on analyzing, observing, and critical writing on Philippine photography.
All right, and what can they expect from your newsletter?
Expect nothing.
And get everything.
No, it's pretty much currently what I try to do is observations on what's currently happening on the Philippine photography scene. Like I recently wrote about my experiences or my point of view of what happened in the art fair or the Philippine art fairs, especially the photography section.
And
Upcoming projects and observations. That's what the newsletter is. Because in the blog, that's where I post the actual reviews. Well, not reviews. I don't want to call them review. Analysis of books. Of
Alright.
photo books.
And moving forward, one of the things you might be looking into is how the social distancing policies are going to be changing the environment of photography.
Of Philippine
photography.
Specific to the Philippine context, especially because right now, I'm also constantly looking at how people are consuming images. That's part of the thing I'm doing, and of course, you have to look at how images are made currently.
All right, I think I'm signed in to the newsletter, but how do I find it again? Is it on the website?
It's gonna be in the show notes.
Oh, God.
On the
But reading photographs. But if you
alright.
search reading photographs, Substack, it should appear. Should it? Substack.
Any alternate links, just in case?
Yeah.
Any easier
Readingphotographs.substack.com.
That will be in the show notes too.
It's gonna be in the show notes. And then
end it
subscribe.
there.
I don't have a set schedule for it because again, it's one of the things I do every so often.
Is there like a link somewhere on your blog?
No,
Why not?
because again, it's a niche audience. If my philosophy for it is, if you want or seek this information, you'll have
You
it.
will find
like,
it.
It's in my Facebook. Yeah, it's in my it's
Facebook
just
page?
linked in my Facebook page, the Reading Photographs Facebook page, on Reading Photographs Instagram, and on my Twitter at AG Lemesa. I think it's all linked in there.
All right.
It should be a pinned post somewhere there.
Oh, pin tweet.
A pinned tweet. Yeah,
Pinned
a pinned
tweet,
tweet
okay.
somewhere there. But all else... Again, that's what I like about the newsletter than running an actual blog. That could be a TWL topic that we can talk about.
Alrighty then.
But yeah. But enough about me. I've been talking about me for a
Past
few
hour.
hours now. How about all of
This
you
is-
guys? How are you doing?
Well, it's 12 a.m. here.
Jesus.
Really ready for some breakfast. Just kidding. Nah, I'm good. Just excited for the week. Scared for COVID. But excited for everything else.
What a way of saying you're excited for the week in a very somber, morose manner. I'm excited for the week. Yes, I can sense the excitement.
He's practicing his radio norm voice.
Electrifying excitement.
Yes.
I've been what was it? I've been trying out different personas. I think.
What?
Like,
What persona are we talking about?
favorite
No, was it
the video game?
from Radio Norm, and then when I went on hiatus, there was the attempt at thatguy.com, and then it felt a little too serious and a little too pretentious, so and a little too expensive. So maintaining a website is expensive, everybody.
Oh, right. That's
So-
true. That's true.
So I was trying to go for a less serious vibe, but I don't know if that's gonna work at what is Tikoy Machine. So we'll see how that plans out.
As always.
Does it have a URL link right now? Tikoy Machine.
No, it's just a medium blog,
just
man.
drop all
It's-
of the links.
I'm trying to
that
figure
you want
out
put
how.
in the show notes on the group chat. Put them in the Discord.
I'll put them on the Discord. It's gonna be like. I think we should. I'll try to put the links in the Discord and explain and help you social manage, Joao.
Okay.
Then we'll see if we need a Facebook page for Joao.
Well, Jobber Talk has a Facebook page. We can rebrand it as Channel 14. Like,
No, I don't
Jobber
want a
Talk's
Facebook
kind of
page.
dead.
Like,
Why not?
One of the things that annoyed
There's
me.
a reason. There's a reason. Yeah.
But that was one of the founding principles of Third World Linux was no Facebook page.
Okay.
So all social media except for Facebook, or are we limited to the dark web of social media?
yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Because
But
you
the
guys
thing is,
post stuff on Twitter before.
I was supposed to actually close down my Facebook entirely so that I don't have a Facebook for class, for my work.
Oh, I see.
But I have to handle, because we don't have a secretary yet, I have to handle our college's Facebook page
And you can't handle it as
without a Facebook
So you
without
have
a
to.
Facebook account.
You gotta keep it, man. It's
And then I had some students who, of course, hunted me down and locked me up there, and I had to edit and curate and hide all my emo pictures.
Oh, welcome to the education profession, sir.
Like, when they saw join Facebook 2007, like, oh my god, they were only 6 years old at the time.
so was Facebook.
Actually,
Yeah. They were only 6-year-olds at the time. And then that's why, like, when I reference certain things, and it happened to our dear friend Joim as well, when he referenced certain things and the students didn't get it, there was like, oh yeah, you weren't born yet. Like, I referenced Lord of the Rings in one of the things, and it was like, oh, you weren't born. Like, one of
Oh,
the...
snap. Yeah.
And then one of the things that kind of, I felt insulted. How dare you when like I had a student, oh, you know what? This movie, The Matrix, is such a classic. It's great. How dare you call it a classic? It's not, it's 20 years ago. Yeah, it's old.
Actually, I had that sort of feel when, like, one of the student orgs, they have a band, right? So the students have a band, and I was playing the guitar, and one of the students was like, "Sir, do you know how to play any punk rock?" It's like, "Do I know how to play punk rock?" Like, and
I should have said a bit. You should have said, yeah.
no, I mean, of course, right? Like,
Yeah.
sort of played down, like, yeah.
Then shredded, yeah. So,
Very good thing it's sort of good thing I was a little low key about it, because dude was like, oh, like old school stuff, sir. So I was thinking, what is old school punk rock? Dude, the Clash and Pistols, right?
yeah.
And he said something like, Fallout Boy. Like, oh my god,
Oh my god.
child. Or like freaking My Chemical Romance, like, child. And then I realized, like, yeah, you were 4 when that album came out.
I've been sharing stupid stuff since you were a baby.
Since your parents were still trying to meet each other.
Damn.
Like, yeah. There was a line that I used in class at one point was, even before you were a twinkle in the eye of your father.
I still don't understand that saying. I know what it's trying to say.
It's better than what I wanted to use. Because the thing I wanted to use was, I was already doing this before you were a seed of your parents. Before your father was implanting you into a seed. But I can't use that, because I think that's too much.
Yeah.
Even, like, because, I remember that classic Vince McMahon line, and the product of my semen. So,
Yes.
to describe Shane. It's like,
Man, things are different now, huh?
yeah. I can't use those things, apparently. But, I want
You
to.
could use a
They're
Vince
sensitive
McMahon
words.
meme.
Yeah, I
Because
can.
it's like,
I just,
it was me all along.
Oh.
It's still a bit...
I mean, when I made that, I made a meme in our class that got, like, reach outside the walls of our university, where the graphic design is my passion type. I think I showed you it, Joe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I made that, and then the students didn't know it came from me. They thought it was from some students. Then they
Nice.
realized it came from me. It's like, it was me. It was me all along.
Me all along.
So I managed to say that. They didn't get the reference, of course, but I was so happy that I get to use those lines.
But then at some point, yeah, and then after they figure out it came from you, they're like, oh, this meme isn't cool anymore.
No,
From a teacher.
The teacher.
the hashtag Yay CFAD has become now like the rallying cry. Like if there's school events and some CFAD, like say our competition and a student from our college they cheer Yay CFAD, I'm like, And then my boss slash dean looks at me and says, "What have you done?" Like, you hired me. You said build a culture, not this culture. Like, they're artists. What do you expect? You hired an artist to do this thing. Duh. It's like,
It's gonna be unique, AG.
well, they appreciated it. The one line that I challenged myself, if I could find a way to use it, there's two. For me, it was a Tuesday, and Bison line, and bleed. I ain't got time to bleed.
I was thinking about the M. Bison line, like, the day you were born was the best day of your life. For me, it was Tuesday.
No, when somebody complains to me when this is
As a
difficult.
deadline.
No, for me, I know, when somebody says like, "Oh, sir, this is difficult. Why is this blah 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 blah?" You think this project, doing this project is already the most momentous day of your life. To me, looks at my watch, say it's a Tuesday. Hopefully, it's a Tuesday. It's a Tuesday. Just gonna say that to them. And then I want to bleed in class. I don't know how that's gonna happen. Say if I get a nosebleed randomly, and then, "Sir, you're bleeding." Bleed. I ain't got time to bleed.
Yeah, I like that. It's a perspective of difficulty. Because it's only difficult because it's relative to whatever you've experienced so far.
Exactly. That's why.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I keep telling them. Like, you think you're having a difficult time now? Wait until you have to do this every week for your boss.
Parang,
So get used to it
putting it into context, it's only the most difficult thing you're doing right now.
right now.
Yeah.
And eventually, once you do this, you know you can do it again and again and again and again. Which is a habit. Like, I tell them to build those habits and mindsets. Like, one of the things that stuck to the students, I said in a speech in one of the creative orgs that stuck to them, and I told them, work like an artist, think like a scientist. Because you have your outputs like you are an artist, but science relies on data, on constant repetition, on what do you call that? On constant testing, trial and error, and making sure everything is in correct order. As opposed to art, where it's always constant. Yeah, let's do this experiment, blah blah blah, rock and roll. But I told them to have a process, have a system.
So the
And
Joe
they
M. Antonio method.
Yeah, actually ripping off most of his playbook.
I've been doing a lot of that as well.
I mean, just so happens we had a good teacher, so might as well.
One of the best, hands down.
Yeah, so the two teachers I rip off a lot is my math teacher, shout out to Ma'am Burley, high school math teacher, and then Joam, of course. Two teachers I rip off a lot. So, just shout out to them. So it's pretty much that. And then that speech actually... Yeah. That speech I made actually made them realize, oh, so that's why we're learning general education. Like, yeah. Where do you think you're gonna get your topics from? Who do you think you're gonna interact? You think you're gonna interact with artists all this time?
Nah.
How can you justify to the accounting department that your video will generate profit? That your video will
we're
generate
struggling with that
engagement?
problem now.
Exactly. Like, I told them I told them you have to justify that to an accounting department. And that accounting person, if they didn't listen to their general education art history classes, wouldn't see the value of what you're doing. That's why I'm telling you that even if you're annoyed at your chemistry classes, understand the point of view of what it's like to be in the science department. Then at the same time, use that learning and education as fuel, as material to what you're gonna do as when you're an artist. Like, oh. Then I wanted to say mga bobo, but I can't because I was also an idiot back then. So, like, I don't know, Joao, if you use that as a metric, like what you were as a student and what you are now as an educator. Like,
What do you mean?
Was I like
How
this
so?
back then? Like, do you always check yourself? Was I like this
Of
back
course.
then? Was
Of
I like
course.
this back then? Yeah.
And it forms and it informs a lot of how I interact and handle my students, because like I will admit that I was one of the worst students that I can sort of imagine, and if my teachers were able to put up with me, then I should be able to put up with some of the tougher kids, treat some of those tougher kids in the same way that my teachers somehow treated me, or the teachers that were good treated me.
And I like to think that we were kind of like different kinds of problem kids when we were students.
Yeah.
Like we'd be weird in the classroom, but it's grades wise. we weren't really an issue. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
an issue
Depends
with grades.
on the subject.
Yeah, depends on the subject. But yeah, that's correct. Our grades weren't really an issue. It's how we conducted ourselves in class.
Yeah.
And it shows like that we had so much fun. Although the funny thing is that I try to always subvert student expectations. A la Ryan Johnson. Like, you think this is a graphic design class surprise? It's a class about life. No, I'm just kidding. It's mock playbook.
Oh,
Yeah, because
Rian Johnson. Wait,
one of the things
guy?
one of the things that surprised our students for their typography class, because I specifically mandated the faculty, like, if you're up to this and if you're okay with it, ma'am, I want you to go back to old school typography where they have to do things by hand, where they have to collage, they have to do things by hand, they have to master, like, before they could, understand typography and do that, make sure that they could write it first and foremost. She actually loved it, and the students were like, they're all expecting to bring their laptops or be in the laboratory, and then, sir, why are we in the drawing classroom? Like, just you wait, guys, just you wait. Some were pissed, and then when they realized, you know what, this is actually an essential skill set that I'm getting, they lighted it up a bit. Like, I wanted to do more of those things and subvert expectation. So, I miss my school, even though it's 4 hours away.
one way.
One way, exactly. It's one way. I miss it. Anyway, moving on.
I'm hungry.
Me too.
It's about time for lunch.
All right.
Time
Good
to
sleep.
sleep. Good night,
Martin?
guys.
Should do this again, dude.
So if you're still listening, here's an extra episode of Radio Noir.